Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope and wish that you all are fit and fine and staying inside your home. One more thing, children, winters are approaching, right? So you all have to pack yourself with lots of woolen clothes so that you can remain without getting infected and can be active, right? So I, Preeti from Jagran Public School is going to present a new topic for you all from your EVS book. Today we are going to do something about plants in our upcoming slides. So all of you are ready, children? So, students, before starting the topic, let me recapitulate it. You all have done it in your previous sessions. We call it parts of a body, as our body has so many parts, right? And each part does its work which is assigned to it. For example, the work of ears is to listen, the work of eyes is to see. So they all perform their work, and that's why, because of their performance, our life is going on, right, children? So, in the same way as we have body parts who perform their work, we have plants and their parts also. Confused? Don't worry, your confusion will be solved in my upcoming slides, right? So, today's topic is the world of plants. We all know what are plants. We all know what is the importance of plants in our life. So, plants are an incredibly important kingdom of organisms. They are very, 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 very important. They are multicellular organisms with the amazing ability to make their own food. We as human beings prepare our own food. We purchase raw vegetables from the market, spices from the market, other products which are required to cook a food, and after collecting all those things, we cook food at our home. Our mother cooks food at home and we enjoy our food. In the same way, plants have that amazing ability to make their own food. They are not dependent upon other living organism for food. As animals, they are dependent. For example, dog. Dog is dependent on us. Like if I have a pet dog, then my pet dog is dependent on me. I have to feed him chapatis, I have to feed him mutton, I have to give him milk. Then only he will be able to have his food. But in case of plants, it is not so. They can cook their food on their own. We just have to give water to them and they have the ability to cook their food on their own. As we have body parts, we have discussed it in the previous slide. We have body parts, each performing its own function. We need not to tell our eyes that your job is to see, tell our tongue that your job is to taste. No, they know what actually their job is and they perform it very, very brilliantly. In the same way, plants do have their parts. Like human beings have their parts, plants also have their parts, and each part is involved in one or the other function. Every part of the plant has its own function. So, children, let's study about parts of a plant. Okay, so different parts of a plant are: number one is flower, then we have leaf, stem, fruit, bud, roots, right? Flower, you all know, you have seen so many times different types of flowers. Leaf, we all know. Stem, yes, stem is a thick portion of a plant. Fruit, you all have fruit. Bud is a very, very small, you can say a small uh, thing which in after some time turns up into a flower. Roots, they are, you have not seen roots because they are generally inside the soil. So we will be studying each part in detail in the upcoming slide, right, children? Okay, so let's start with flower. The part of a plant that is often brightly colored means uh, if a flower is there in a plant, then you are if you are standing long away from the plant, you can easily view it because generally flowers are brightly colored uh, thing and has a pleasant smell. For example, take an example of rose. You can see rose, you can locate the rose flower even if you are standing too far from the plant, and the fragrance of rose can attract you also, right? Next is bud, a small lump on a tree or a plant that opens and develops into a flower. In Hindi, we call bud as kali. So, before becoming a full fledged flower, it is a bud. And after some time, when you are giving water to the plant, it turns up into a beautiful flower. Next is leaf. It is one of the thin, usually green parts of a plant. Leaf is usually green. You can see leaf of any kind of plant, it is always green, right? And as we have our mothers at home who cook food for us, in the same way, leaf prepares food for the plant. It is the responsibility of leaf to prepare food for entire plant. Next is stem, the main trunk of a plant. Stem is the main trunk of a plant. It connects the root to the leaves, right? Means roots which are inside the soil and leaves which are upwards. Stem is a portion which connects roots and leaves. And you must have water plants at your home. You must have small plant part like pots at home. So children, where you generally pour water, you pour water at the lower side, means at the root side. You are not never pour water at in on the leaves of the plant. You always pour it downwards, right? So the work of stem is whatever water we pour, whatever water we transport to the roots, stem transport it to all the parts of a plant, right? Next is fruit, the part of a plant that contains seed and that we eat. So whatever portion of a plant that we eat, we call it fruit. Next is roots, the part of a plant that grows under the ground. One of the main characteristics of root is that you cannot see root because it is always inside the ground. It is under the ground inside the soil and takes in water and food from the soil. So the thing which is inside the soil, it gets food and water. Some water we pour it, some water they get from the soil. So they get double water, whatever sources, whatever minerals they get from the soil, from and transport the same to the stem. So whatever nutrients roots have, they transport it to stem, and then stem, it is the function of the stem to transport all those minerals and waters to other parts of a plant. So roots hold the plants to the soil. They are the holding part of the plant. They hold the plant so that even whatever wind comes, the plant never shattered. So roots are responsible for holding the plant, and they are responsible to transport minerals, water, whatever they received to the stem. and then stem in turn transport all these things to various parts of the plant. Right, children? Now comes food for plants. See, all living things, whether it's me, it's you, it's animals, all the living things need food to grow. When we take birth, we are so small, right? We have little hands, little feet, little eyes, but as time goes on, our mother, our parents enrich us with proper diet. They give us proper milk. They give us everything on time. So when we get things, when we get food, we grow year by year. In the same way, we need vegetables. Of course, if I tell my mother, ki, Mom, I'm very hungry, I need something to eat, then of course she needs vegetable, raw vegetables from the market. She needs cooking gas. She needs oil, utensils to prepare the food. It's not that having money means you have food. No, you should have various constituents so that you can prepare food. In the same way, plants do. They do make their own food, but for that, they need what? They need the help of air. They need proper air, that is sunlight. They need water, whatever water we give them, whatever water they get from the soil. They need sunlight, water, soil, and after getting all these things, they can prepare their own food, right? So as we have our mothers at home to prepare the food, even we help sometimes if our mother is not feeling well. In the same way, leaves are solely responsible to prepare food for the plants, and hence they are considered as food factories. They are considered as food factories because they are responsible to prepare food. Okay, children? Okay, so now the question comes, how? How a small seed turns up into a big plant, turns up into a big tree. The complete story is known as germination of seed. Germination is what? It is the process by which an organism grows from a seed. See, if I want a plant at my home, I cannot, I have two options. Either I can go to a nursery shop, I can purchase a pot, I can bring it to my home and just will start giving water to it, and one day it will be a huge tree. Next is I have purchased seeds of the plant which I want to be sown, and then I am giving proper time to it. I'm giving nourishing it with water, minerals, and then it turns up to be a big plant. So the process of uh, growing of a plant from a seed is known as germination. What actually happens, used to happen is a seed has a baby plant inside it. A seed, a small seed has a very small baby plant in it, right? So if I want it to be converted into a big plant, I have to sow that seed. If a seed gets air, if I have sowed it in a place where it is getting proper air, I'm watering it, I'm looking after it, I'm nourishing it with lots of nutrients, then it becomes a new plant, right? So the journey from a seed to a new plant is known as germination. This journey from a seed to a new plant is known as germination. Let's study its cycle. So what happened? Flowers change into fruit. Flowers. A flower, a bud, first of all a bud, then a flower, then a fruit. Now fruits have seeds. We eat apples. Apple have seeds. We eat mango. Mango has seed. So flowers have seeds inside them. We all know. Now a seed has a baby plant inside it. A seed always contains a baby plant. When the seed gets air, if I'm sowing that seed inside the soil, if the seed is getting air, the seed is getting water, sunlight, everything, then it grows into a new plant, and that is known as germination of seed. Right, children? So, till we have not completed this chapter. Plants chapter is still incomplete, but I don't want to overburden you. So we will be doing rest of the part in our next session. So children, what we have studied today, that plants are living organism, right? There are various parts of a plant who perform their function. Plants make their own food. Leaves are considered as food factories for the plants, and the process by which an organism grows from a seed is known as germination of seed. So these are the important points of today's session. Children, please, this topic is new for you. Of course, plants are not new for you, but parts of plants, germination of seed, these two topics are new for you. Please go through the slides, read the chapter. I am sure you will be able to understand it, right? So, we will meet again, continuing the same topic. We'll be doing benefits of plants, various type of plants we have in the upcoming session, right, children? Till the time, go through the slides, and please be safe, bache. Be safe, stay at home, right? So, bye bye to all of you. Thank you so much, children.